Okay guys, so update. So the video is titled differently, but I do have videos on the channel if you guys are new here, if you're here by SEO trying to figure out how to, sorry, I don't have my tripod on me. If you're trying to figure out how to best take care of the Paronychia, whatever it's called, for the common cuticle infection that can just happen by like a simple swipe or like just hitting it, just like any small amount of irritation. If you're here because you found like you saw this video popped up because of SEO, this is just what worked for me after figuring out and determining what I was doing wrong. So first of all, if it got so bad that it was swollen, like this was like up to about there, this one was really bad, and there are videos on this channel where I just talk about my cuticles. The cuticles should be in the, why did I dip my finger back in that? Because it's nice and warm, that's why. Don't, that's what she's sipping. So, to get back to what I was saying, if you have a cuticle, fingernail, whatever, finger infection, and it either has pus or it just has clear serous fluid, which is the clear healing fluid that your body creates in order to heal. What I would say is that, hold on, where is the damn, okay. Oops. I would say if you're using just a triple antibiotic ointment and band-aids, if you're anything like me, unfortunately, that would make it swell and make it worse because it made it swell more. Because this stuff, no matter what brand it is, when it's on a infection like this or a boil or something like that, it always produces, it makes my body produce more serous fluid than needed for the healing process, so then the healing process takes a lot longer. So I would say about 1 or 2 days, if it's not gone while doing this with band-aids, no go. Second of all, table salt, regular sea salt, table salt, and Hibiclens or antiseptic soap, because Walgreens and CVS have their own brand of that. Put a spoonful of salt in the cup. Put like, I don't know, I just covered up the bottom like of a thin layer of Hibiclens. And then make sure the water from your sink, I use my bathroom sink, is like as hot as it can get, because that's the same type of hot water that I use for warm compresses on anything. Actually, I should call them hot compresses because I'm basically burning my skin with the water, but I feel like that is the only way that I can coax the healing fluid and pus and everything out of a wound, whether that is a boil or a whatever this is. Okay, so, and if anyone wants a video on different ways you can coax a boil to come to a head, I can make a video on that as well. It also has to do with extremely hot water, not from the kitchen, as hot as your water can get from your bathroom. Like if your wife, partner, or yourself take really hot showers, like that type of hot, you know, the one that you build up to, where you have the shower water on warm, right? You have it on warm and then you build up, and like the entire bathroom is steaming. That type of hot water from the bathroom is what you want for any warm compresses on pimples, on boils, on pussy, infections. This one wasn't pussy, it was just filled with serous fluid. Clear serous fluid. That, and where'd it go? Instead of using band-aids, especially if there is serous fluid coming out, take, it's easier to have gauze rolls instead of gauze pads, because then you can control how thin, thick, and soft or hard you'd like your gauze to be. And like I said, if this made it worse after more than 2 days of use, Vaseline has healing jelly, original healing jelly, not regular Vaseline. No, make sure it is the original healing jelly that is 100% white petrolatum, not petroleum jelly, petrolatum, because this is a more purified version, and that is what has helped get this all down. So I'm gonna take this. I'm not gonna put gauze over it because I feel like it's at a good spot. They've both stopped oozing serous fluid, but I just like to just whip up the petrolatum, which is a more purified version of petroleum jelly, and I just put the amount that I feel is safe and good. And the wounds have been getting smaller and smaller, so this has worked for me. I've literally had these fucking infections for 2+ weeks now. 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. You know how long I've been doing this hot water salt with like antiseptic soak thing? And the thing is, I don't even do the full 10 to 15 minutes that Google article research has suggested. I did like 5. I did it until the water went lukewarm, and I was like, ugh, this is not burning anymore. It's not fun. I would just do that, just let it soak, and then I would pat dry. So if you saw, after I dipped my finger back in the water, I grabbed a tissue or anything soft, like toilet paper or something that's clean, obviously, and just pat it. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with your open wounds. And I had just gotten back from work, so I did have gauze on when I was at work because I have a very laborsome position in the library. I am in charge of putting the books away. I am a library page, and you know what? A lot of the reason why I got these shits is because the books keep like scratching, and like I keep catching my fingers and shit on the books. And that is what got us here. So yeah, now that it is at a good spot and it's not really draining anymore, I just do this to cover it and let it heal. But make sure, because I read a lot of articles where using isopropyl alcohol, even the first aid wipes, is really bad for the healing process and can make it worse and can make it it'll make it scar. I accidentally poked myself. Same thing with hydrogen peroxide. It just kills the cells. It kills your skin cells. It kills the surface cells that it comes in contact with. That's why it bubbles. That's why if you get blood stains, you use hydrogen peroxide to get rid of those said blood stains. Yeah. Because it eats away at the protein in the blood, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so because when I went to work, I did put a band-aid around this just to keep it from catching on anything. Luckily I did do that because I did hit my finger against stuff. So basically I would open this up. I don't think I have a new one, but I also wrap up my fingers before bed because I'm a side sleeper and I like to support my own head. But I will show you guys also how much ish. It just depends on how you're feeling and how much you want to cushion it. But I'm just gonna pre-cut this. This is the Lot Fancy brand. I got that. You can get it off of Amazon, but you can also get it off of eBay. So, see, it's a whole roll. So this is about how much I would cut, and then I'd cut that in half. So that, and then I would cut it in half. And depending on which one has the least amount to heal, the smaller piece, I would fold it this way, and then I wrap it around. Fold it long ways, and then wrap it around, and then use gauze tape to secure it around. So, yeah. But since I'm home, and I don't plan to do anything drastic, because I'm home and it's Father's Day, and it's just a chill day, and my siblings are still in their pajamas, I'm just going to trust that I'm not going to drop a metal chair on this thumb like I did last night, because that shit hurt like a bitch. But yeah, so I just let them chill. And yeah, and then yeah, over time I've learned how to eat and do everything with the rest of my fingers. Like, I can't do stuff with this finger, but I just default to this now. So yeah, I hope you guys got some sort of value through this video. I just wanted to share what works for me. It might not work for you, so please don't come at me if it doesn't work for you, because disclaimer, I didn't say it was going to work for everybody. I just said what worked for me after this made the serous fluid build up in the infection. It was clear, and when it like collects on the gauze, it's like a pale yellow. So it wasn't like a bad infection. It was just existed. So this soak, hot water, for one, the hot water on the open wounds felt freaking amazing. My gosh, it gets like all the itch that's like deep in the hand. But unfortunately, because I stuck my hand in hot water so much, you see those bumps, those little red bumps on my other cuticles? So those are starting to form, and now I have to like make sure that I don't scratch them. My pinky has one on both sides. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, just that slight bump, the slight little circle. It's just on awkward areas of my hand. It's not an allergic reaction because there's not a lot of them. It's just one or two, and I know that's specifically where I had the super hot water running. So yeah, be mindful of that if you're the type of person who likes to run super hot water over any wounds or any areas that are healing anywhere, your face, hands, body, anywhere. Just be mindful of that, because that could cause another issue. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to find out. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you guys out, and if you didn't think of this as an alternative way to figure out like how to heal this type of issue, I'm glad I can put that out there for you and share what has worked for me. When I made it worse by like continuously using this for like 3 to 5 days like an idiot, and then I was wondering why I kept getting bigger and bigger instead of going smaller and smaller. And also like wrapping a regular band-aid like super tight around it as well. That also made it worse, because then the fluid had nowhere to go, and the antibacterial, the triple antibiotic ointment, it made that portion of my phalanges want to produce more serous fluid, healing fluid, but with the band-aid tightly around it, it had nowhere to go. It couldn't escape, so then it swelled and got worse. So that's when I started using the gauze. But only within the past 5 days, I started changing the gauze like whenever I felt like it needed it. Because if you just keep the same thing of gauze all day, then it's going to definitely crust over. But then when you take that bitch off, doesn't matter if you have this on or not. When that healing fluid is draining into the gauze, you take that off, it's gonna hurt like a mofo. That crust, thick, off. Yeah, it's painful. So, and there are some articles that suggest taking ibuprofen or Advil or whatever you prefer to help with the pain. I preferred to take ibuprofen because it's a blood thinner. So in my head, that meant no blood clots while I'm on that, and that way the liquid could come out easier if need be. So yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you. Again, I really hope that I helped. For anyone who is trying to find a video on this and not an article that just tells you the same bullshit over and over and over again. So this is what worked for me after I tried that, and I did just try to use just the antiseptic soap, which, by the way, Hippie Cleanse, Walgreens has antiseptic wash, or it's gonna say surgical hand wash, antimicrobial skin cleanser, antiseptic skin cleanser. Walgreens has their own brand. CVS has their own brand. There's Hippie Cleanse as a branded one. I definitely prefer the Walgreens CVS ones over this, because look at this. This one's cheaper. This one was just the only one that I could get from Walmart. But yeah, so there's that. I tried just that, just having it sit on the skin, like one of my primary care had suggested me to do with other bacterial skin issues that I've had, just to, let it, do your wash, let it sit on the skin for like 2 to 3 minutes, rinse it off really good, and that still didn't do anything. So hot water soak with that soap and salt, table salt, like a good amount of table salt, and wiggle your fingers around so it moves the hot water around. That way you can make sure that it literally gets into all the nooks and crannies, and make sure that it promotes even more drainage, because that's what the point of it. That's the point of doing that. You could also do hot water compresses. For those, I don't like to reuse the same towel, so I just like to use paper towel, the ones that are like just halves, not a full thing, but like the ones that are already pre-cut into like the halves, and then I would fold that and then soak that in the hot water immediately, like even if the water's dripping, because you want the hottest part of that water to coax out whatever nasty is under your skin and wants to come out. So, and then you just throw away as like stuff's draining, and then you cover it with gauze. Well, after you pat it dry, you put Vaseline healing jelly that is 100% petrolatum, not petroleum jelly, petrolatum, because it is a more purified version of petroleum jelly, just to be a skin cover. It doesn't have the extra medicated shit that this has. But with the first couple of days, you do use this. After 1 or 2 days, stop using this, start using this, because this promotes serous fluid activity, healing. This, just a cover. It's literally just a jelly band-aid. That's what it is. That's what it is at this point. I'm like, look at how much I've freaking used within the past 4 days. Because I only got it 4 days ago and started doing this 4 days ago. Yeah. So, that's what's worked for me. I hope this helps some of you. And that's great if it did. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.